Everyone, this is Vic back again on another live fragrance review. Legendary fragrance, and this fragrance, the iconic fragrance of the 80s, and fortunately is still around, is still in production. We are going to talk about this fragrance, and I'm going to introduce you, and I'm going to give you my opinion about this fragrance because this fragrance it's a true gem, and also was a groundbreaker. So this fragrance is maybe very well known to lots of you, and it's One Man Show by Jacques Bogart, released in 1980 by the fragrance house of Jacques Bogart. Jacques Bogart make only fragrances for gentlemen. There is no Jacques Bogart fragrance for women. They only make fragrance for men, and this fragrance is one of the most iconic fragrances. So, One Man Show was launched in 1980. As I told you, is a Chypré fragrance, and the nose behind this gem is the great perfumer Roger Pellegrino. And now let's break down the notes. Top notes are basil, bergamot, artemisia, caraway, galbanum, and Brazilian rosewood. Heart notes are pine tree, needles, carnation, nutmeg, patchouli, spices, vetiver, geranium, and labdanum, and rose and jasmine. Base notes are oak moss, leather, cedar wood, sandalwood, also cardamom, tonka bean, amber, coconut, and vanilla. Wow, it's such a complex fragrance that only in the 80s we had a chance to sniff them. Now I want to give you also the main accords are woody, aromatic, fresh and spicy, warm and spicy, green, earthy, leather, amber, also musky and mossy and patchouli. It's a real groundbreaker. Really, One Man Show. When was launched, it was absolutely a true stunner, a true banger. We never had a fragrance such as this before in the male fragrances, and I remember that it was a huge hit from the start, and really dudes all over the world loved this fragrance, and they wanted to wear it and really open a path to many other fragrances later, such as Crizia Pour Versace Pour also, of course, Coron by Puig, and Oscar de la Renta. They also was inspired by One Man Show. One Man Show is a fragrance that you really have to have it in your wardrobe. Why? Because this fragrance is a must to have, and really I mean it. Later, they released lots of flankers of One Man Show. They released One Man Show Gold Edition. They released One Man Show Oud. They released One Man Show Ruby. They released lots of flankers. None of them are very interesting. Only One Man Show Gold Edition was interesting, and just a couple of years ago, they released the One Man Show Emerald Edition, which is a nice fragrance, and it's a greeny fragrance. I reviewed that fragrance. You can check my review. I was the first reviewer on YouTube to have ever reviewed One Man Show Emerald Edition, and I'm very proud because for long time this fragrance was unavailable, and mine was still there and is still there, and lots of people they checked that review, and I think I got over 1,500 views. So that's a very big hit for me. Okay, so let's go back to One Man Show. One Man Show is also a fragrance that is spicy, woodsy, greenish, and also herbal, with the hints of flowers. And the flowers are important too. So we should not ignore them. And also, this fragrance somehow later, and I think it was also created by Raymond Pellegrino. He created also Armani Eau pour Homme, and Eau pour Homme has similarities with One Man Show. Trust me, if you ever wear them, because I wear both of them and I know them from the beginning. And One Man Show and Eau pour Homme by Armani, they have lots of similarities. They are both on the same ballpark, and there are great fragrances. Really, those fragrances are timeless. They are absolutely unique, and when you wear them, you still get compliments. You still get lots of interest around you, and people are curious, what are you wearing? And they this is this that shows that those fragrances are huge hits, and they deserved their fame, they deserve their success. And really, it's a kind of fragrance that still after almost 43 years you wear One Man Show, still is a stunner, still is a banger, and even extremely pleasant, little bit harsh at the opening, but the dry down is fabulous. The dry down is a masterpiece. I rarely smelled a fragrance such as One Man Show. And trust me, because I own more than, I don't know, 700 fragrances in my collection, and still when I wear One Man Show, I really enjoy wearing this fragrance, because this fragrance has it all, has the woodsy notes, has the herbal notes, and also the floral notes, leathery notes. Come on, it's such a complex, no, spicy notes with cardamom and also tonka bean and spices. I don't know what they put on those spices, but I also detect cinnamon. And really, Roger Pellegrino, he done a great job over One Man Show by Jacques Bogart. And this fragrance, it's a real must to have in any gentleman wardrobe. I don't know if by chance you have it or you experience it, but still, it's the best of the line of One Man Show. Don't waste your money on others' One Man Show. Only buy this one. This one is such a unique fragrance, and it's a real one of a kind. You don't have to buy the others One Man Show, because they don't have the DNA of the original One Man Show. Only, as I mentioned, the latest One Man Show Emerald Edition has some similarities with the original One Man Show, but still I prefer the original One Man Show by Jacques Bogart. And now let's talk a little bit about the current formulation. The current formulation isn't that bad, but of course is less good than the vintage versions. So if you can find batches before 2012 or even 2016 are the best. So it's still available, but a little bit tougher to find them nowadays. But still, the current version will do the job, and the price value is great. The price value is great because on the discounters you can buy a One Man Show for less than $25 or sometimes even $20. So it's a real bargain, and it's a real good price value. You cannot complain about that. So this is a true iconic fragrance from the 80s. Fortunately, is still around. Fortunately, is still in production by the powerhouse of Jacques Bogart, because I love that brand. They really make great fragrances, and I reviewed lots of them. You can check my Jacques Bogart playlist, and I even reviewed a rarities, which is De Viris by Jacques Bogart. I think I am the only reviewer on YouTube to have ever reviewed Diveris, because Diveris is very hard to find nowadays and extremely expensive. It's on the auctions, you can find it for $600, not less. So it's not easy to find a bottle of Diveris. Diveris was launched in 1982 and was in the production not for a long time, for maybe let's say 2 3 years, and after that was discontinued. I don't know why, because I love Diveris, and it's also one of the best released by the house of Jacques Bogart. Jacques Bogart seldomly deceived me. I don't like too much their latest fragrances. I prefer their vintage fragrances: Bogart Signature, One Man Show, Diveris, Bois de Vetiver, also Furio, which was a great fragrance, Witness, which was also a great fragrance, Eau Fresh by Jacques Bogart. I don't like too much their latest releases. I think they switch to some kind of cheapy mode, and I don't like that cheapy mode. I prefer when Jacques Bogart was expensive, and when Jacques Bogart has more creativities with hiring lots of great perfumer. I think that was the best era of Jacques Bogart, was between the late 70s until mid 80s. And after that, somehow they switched to become a cheapy fragrance brand, but it still is okay because they kept a few of the vintage fragrances, and they try to manage to make a good juice, and their fragrances are pretty lasting. They are also great price values. So what you want to more? But the best release are definitely One Man Show, Diveris, Bogart Signature, Furio, and also Bois de Vetiver, which is not discontinued. So those are my takes, and this is my final takes on Jacques Bogart One Man Show. And I really love to read your comments. I really love to know your opinion about One Man Show. If you experience the current version, or you experience the vintage version, it's fun to know your opinion about this fantastic fragrance, this fantastic iconic fragrance from the 80s. Stay tuned. I'll be back soon. And remember, wear only what you want to wear. And until we talk again, stay safe and sound. And I'll be back very soon. And I hope that you are enjoying your summer, despite of those crazy temperatures in some part of our country, and some states are burning. So this is a fact. But what we can do, it's a hot summer days. So choose the right fragrance for your hot summer days and have fun. Whatever you do, God bless you all. Bye bye.